Welcome Shem Stars to the computer class. Hope all is good at your end. Children, today we are going to continue with our previous topic with some new features. So let's begin our class. Children, today we are going to learn about using formula on text. What is it? Children, we can also perform addition on character and string data type. Except for addition, other operations like we have subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. are not allowed on the string data type. So how can we add two strings in Excel? Children, I have just taken one example here. In one cell I have mentioned here as Shem. And this is E7, and F7 I have mentioned Pinjor. So if I have to add these two to make it as Shem Pinjor, how can we do that? So what do we have to do is, if I click here, I have done it already here. So what formula I have to apply? You know, before every formula we have to use equals to sign. So here I have used equals to sign. Then because Shem is not a number, this is not a number, so this is a string type. String type is always put in quotes. So that is why I have enclosed here Shem in quotes. You can see it. We have equals to, then we have quotes, and in quotes I have written Shem, and the most important sign for the addition of the string is ampersand sign. So this is ampersand. Okay, this is ampersand sign, and after that I have again used a string that is Pinjor, and it is again in quotes. So if I apply this formula here and press enter, you will get Shem Pinjor. Now if I just see clearly, I have just written here SHEM, then I have used one space. If I remove this space, I am using delete key, and I have removed this space, and I am going to go here and I am going to press enter. Now can you see Shem Pinjor we have, but there is no space in between the two words, in between the two strings. So it's very important, once we apply a formula to add two strings, or it could be two words, and you want a space in between them, you always have to use a space after the word. I have written here Shem, then I have given one space, and then I have closed the quotes. So this way you can add two strings. So this is addition of two or more text values. You can use ampersand sign in between, and this is called as the concatenation. Concatenation means the addition of two or more text values. Now coming to the next, what we have is types of cell references. There are different types of cell references, but let me make you clear first of all what is a cell reference. Children, the cell address, if you are talking about in a formula, I have told you a number of times about the cell address, because all the calculations are performed on the addresses of the cells. So wherever I click, this is you will find out the name here. This is the address of the cell. So the cell address in a formula is known as the cell reference as well. With the help of these references, you can find the values of data in a worksheet that you want to use in formula. Now there are three types of cell references. One is relative reference, second is absolute reference, then we have mixed reference. So we are going to go through these one by one. Okay children, let's understand this relative reference practically. So one example, it's already here. So I have just months sales and expenses. You can find out the amount here, it's already here. Now supposing I have to apply a formula sum, and that we have done already in compound formula also, and basic formula I have shown you how to calculate. And supposing I am taking these values, and this is a range from G, you can find out this is G19 and this is G24. That means here if I just click here, the formula for this is equals to sum brackets G19 then colon G24. So once we press enter, we get the value as 11800. So children, this is the formula that we have applied for this range only. So clearly it is shown here, the range is G19 to G24. Now see, what I'll do is I'm going to select this cell, I'm going to go to Control C and I am going to paste this formula here. I'm going to use Control V. Now you can see the formula that I had applied here is pasted in this cell now. Now let me click on this cell and see what is here. You can see the range has been changed. It was earlier G19 to G24. Now the formula is same. It is equals to sum, but you can see the range has been changed. It's now H19 to H24 because this is H. Now this is H19 and this is H24. This is relative reference. So you have copied down the formula to another cell, but calculations have been done automatically depending on that particular range. So this is about the relative reference. Now what is an absolute reference, children? This is used when we do not want to change the address of the cell value while copying the formula to another cell. To use absolute reference in a formula, you need to add $sign before the column and row number. Let's understand now absolute reference practically, what it is all about. Now if we have to, supposing, calculate the incentive amount at the rate of 10% on monthly sales. Okay, so let's take one example here. It is 1000. First of all, I need to tell you the address of this cell. What is it? So you can find it out. This is G and this is 19. Now how I have to calculate it? It is 10%. I have given it here. What is the address of this 10%? This is I and this is 16, the address of this. Now how to calculate? Children, if you're talking about the absolute reference, I told you just now, it is used when you do not want to change the address of the cell while copying the formula to another cell. Now let's take it, I'm going to click here. This is the calculation I'm going to do. Formula will have equals to sign G19, okay, because this is the value, and cell address of this is G19. So this is G19 and multiplication sign. Now we have to use dollar sign with this 10% because this we don't have to change for any of these expenses. Okay, these sales we don't have to, we have to calculate on this 10%. Okay, so this will remain constant, this will remain fixed. So when any value remains fixed, it does not change, that means that we have to use a dollar sign to make it remain constant. So that is why what I have written here, I have written it formula as here, equals to G19 multiplication sign dollar, dollar I, because this is the I, then again dollar, but here I have to write down as 16. Why 16? Because row is 16. Now I am going to press enter. So this is the incentive, that is 100 rupees on this 1000. 10% of 1000 is 100, that is incentive given in the month of January. So similarly children, if I drag the formula down like this, you will find out the incentives as 100, 100, 100. Why 100? Because it has remained constant, because the values are everywhere in January, February, March, April, May, June, we have 1000, 1000, 1000. That's why you're getting only 100, 100, 100, 100, 100 here. So this is how you can use a dollar sign. So dollar sign is used when you have to have a fixed value which we don't have to change in the other cells. So whatever value we have, that has to remain fixed in other cells also. So this is called as the absolute cell reference. So I hope by now it is clear to you about the relative reference and the absolute reference. Now next we are going to learn about the mixed reference, and then I'm going to tell you about the circular reference as well, but that I'm going to tell you in next video session. So keep practicing, and then only you're going to understand better. Thank you, Shemstars. That's all for today. Hope you understood the topic very well. If you have any doubts, you can drop your queries in the Google Classroom. Take care of yourself and God bless you all.